Today I'm going to show you the simple steps that it takes to replace your old dishwasher for a new one. What's going on? Welcome to today's video. My name is Colton. Today I'm going to be demonstrating the simple steps that it takes in order to take your old dishwasher and change that out for a new one. The tools you'll need for this project is your new dishwasher, the old dishwasher that you're going to replace. I highly recommend having a drill with some interchangeable bits, potentially a new water hose, a couple different wrenches, and a screwdriver. Now keep in mind, if you're comfortable with doing a lot of hands-on things, plan for about an hour. If you're not so comfortable and this is your first time trying this out, I'd maybe plan for an hour and a half to 2 hours. So let's get started. Go to the bottom of your dishwasher and you're going to see this cover. You need to access things behind this cover, so there's going to be 2 bolts, one on each side, and maybe a quarter turn, and maybe a half turn, and maybe a full-on screw that fastens this on. So make sure you remove both of those, take that off, and this will expose the components that you need in order to replace your dishwasher. You're now going to look for an electrical box. This electrical box houses the black and white wire that you're going to need to disconnect and also reconnect when you install your new one. So head down to your power box, find the dishwasher label, and make sure that you switch the breaker to off. Go back to your dishwasher and you're going to typically see a Torx screw. Now this Torx screw is commonly known as a star head bolt, whatever it may be. Make sure you have a bit that will fit this screw in order to loosen it and open up this electrical box. Once you get the box opened up, you're going to see a black wire, white wire, and ground wire. Disconnect everything. Typically you'll see a wing wire cap. Remove that and save it for later. You'll also normally see a dishwasher next to a sink. You'll want to check for 2 things: your water supply as well as your disposal line. This disposal line is usually for used water, soap, and potentially food. Make sure you close the valve that supplies the water to your dishwasher, or when you start taking off valves on the dishwasher, water is going to get everywhere. Now that you've shut the water supply off to your dishwasher, you're going to look for this inlet valve. It's going to have this little elbow look to it. Grab a towel, put it underneath, because you potentially may get water leaking from this or coming from it as you unscrew that. Once you have removed this valve from the dishwasher, set it off to the side, and now you're going to crack open the dishwasher. Look up, and there's going to be typically 2 brackets that secure the dishwasher to your countertop. Loosen up these screws, and now it's going to make your dishwasher available to remove from the countertop. Now you're going to remove the dishwasher from this actual dishwasher section. Typically what will happen is you'll see a couple things. One, there's going to be some sort of insulator layer that goes over your dishwasher, and this helps make the dishwasher seem more quiet while it's running. So you want to make sure that as you're taking out, this insulator is also being removed. You don't want to pull the dishwasher out too far, because you want to make sure that there's not too much stress being put on your water line, your electrical line, or your disposal line in order for you to disconnect that properly and not damage anything. This is also a good time to assess your water line. I showed previously that there's an optional hose replacement for this. It's a good idea to replace this hose if it is damaged or even out of date. The water supply line, you should be able to just slip on through the bottom of the dishwasher, and for the disposal, there typically is a clamp. You should unclamp this, loosen it up, and just pull these 2 hoses apart, and there will be water. Now you have to remove the electrical from the actual old dishwasher. In the back, you're going to see this little clamp, or you should see a little clamp like this, that's fastening the wires so it don't move while you move that dishwasher. Find out what type of screw or bolt that's clamping this all together, loosen that up, and then you're going to pull the wires right out. At this point, you should have everything free of the old dishwasher. Crack open the new one, and you'll want to check for the drain hose component. This is typically the only component that'll come with the dishwasher when it's brand new. Everything else you have to supply yourself. I then put this dishwasher on its back, making it easier to add on the water supply and add the wires back in. Now you're going to do the same thing you did earlier. Remove this bottom panel, exposing where the water supply will hook up, as well as the wires. And once again, you're going to see this Torx screw. Remove this, exposing the wires of your new dishwasher. Now you'll see here there's not a clamp for this new dishwasher that secures all the electrical like it did previously in your old one. Now what I did is I'm actually going to remove this clamp from the old dishwasher by unscrewing it and then just popping it out, and then adding it to the new dishwasher, making sure that the electrical wires are secure and they're not going to move at all. If you don't have a clamp, go buy one. Now take your wires that you've actually cut the power to from your power box and shove those through this bracket. And from the research that I've done, you don't have to have your appliance black and white wire go through its own dedicated clamp. So what I'm doing here seems to be okay, but to be safe, you can't have them separated. Now secure your ground wire. I would suggest using ground wire clamp shown previously. Connect black to black, white to white, and use those end wire wing caps. Make sure those wires aren't loose and tuck those away, and then take that box cover, put it back on, and tighten down the screw. You also want to make sure that you tighten down that electrical wire clamp in the back. Now take your water supply hose and you're going to attach this back on. Now a couple things that you can do first. Look at the water hose, see if it's damaged, see if it's old, see if it's cracking. If so, take the time now to replace this hose because it'll save you so much headache later on. Make sure your water supply line is nice and tight. You don't want to over tighten it to break anything, but just be careful. Take the end of the drain hose from your new dishwasher, attach it to your drain hose that goes to your house, and also make sure if you have that clamp, go ahead and use that. Now I saved the insulation from the old dishwasher. I'm going to make sure that there's an additional sound barrier for this new dishwasher. Lay that on top, secure it if you want, and then shimmy it in. Also pay attention to your new height dishwasher compared to your counter. If these brackets have a huge gap, you're actually going to want to raise the whole dishwasher so it's pretty level, and you can do that by just unscrewing these peg legs that will slowly adjust the height of the dishwasher. Once you have the dishwasher all flush and where you want it and these brackets are closer to the countertop, take those screws and make sure you fasten those back in. And it's okay if the holes don't line up, just make new ones. Go back to the valve where you shut your water supply off, turn that back on, and check underneath to make sure there's no leaks, dripping, or anything like that. If there is, you're going to want to fix it. After you double check that there's no leaks, turn the breaker back on and you're good to go. Thank you so much for checking out today's video. If you like what you just watched, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. The reason for that is I produce how-to videos, unboxing videos, and review videos in order to know how to turn your house into a home. Also be sure to check out other videos just like this one by clicking right here. Thanks again so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.